hundreds of years. And so what we do down here on Earth, if you can imagine this, if we were to stop all polluting today, right now, if we stop all polluting on the Earth will continue to heat up for 200 years since we have that glazing. And so I am very excited with a NASA research project to be able to actually cool the Earth down as soon as this were to be deployed as something that we could do as an international community of nations, right? To be able to cool the Earth down. Sure. So anyway, that's very much a divergent topic, but in the Great Mandate we're calling for a declaration of crisis, planetary crisis, and the need to move into doing whatever measures we can, hopefully with nations cooperating around the world to buy us time to be able to retool and cut down until we have no more contaminating emissions. So we need to affect the greenhouse, and the only way that we seem to be able to do that is from outer space or also from whitening surfaces on the Earth, because whiteness radiates back out, shortwave radiation, which will go right out through the glazing. So I think school kids across the country should be learning and helping to lighten rooftops, to lighten our own roofs. A study at Sanford University found that white paint works better than 3 inches of fiberglass insulation to keep heat in the home, because you're turning your roof into a non-radiative surface. And so not only can you reflect the sun away in the summer and help with global warming, if all the Walmarts in the world had white, you can imagine a cooling effect beginning just by taking the gypsum from white sands and spreading it across the Sahara, for example. There's all kinds of possibilities for lightening the Earth's surface to radiate back out, shortwave radiation. And so that, I think we're at the point where we have to explore these ideas. Even if you think they're crazy, we've got to explore it so that we can buy time as a community of nations to invest in renewable energies. And I want to say, I just finished reading The Great Transition. Do you know who the author is? Have you ever heard of Lester R. Brown? He was the head of the Sierra Club, and let's see what that thing was in Washington, D.C. that he headed up. President of Earth Policy Institute. This book is showing that we have won. 142 coal-fired power plants have come down. They've been torn down. There are no new nuclear power plants going up except in Georgia. Wind power is putting out more energy now in China than nuclear. There was one day last month when Bonneville Power Corporation's 81% of their energy was coming from wind. Now, Bonneville is in several states. It's one of the largest utilities in the country, and 81% of their energy was coming from wind farms. And so this book is showing that already the fossil fuel industry realizes that they're moving out of the picture. And so it talks about how Costa Rica is entirely renewable, 100% renewable, Costa Rica. Norway, Netherlands, places like that are almost 70 to 80% renewable. And it's happening so fast now that we are actually beyond the turning point, the tipping point. And it's just a marvelous book to read, to know that we have been successful in showing an alternative to the unsustainable use of fossil fuels. So you might want to note that one down. This is something that we worked on in India, was just having little glass greenhouses, and you could put polluted water in the bottom, and because they were in dark pans, the water would begin to evaporate and condense on the glass, and then you see here these channels running here would take the pure distilled water out. And this is sort of community level.